All right, everyone. Welcome to the stream, babies. You're watching Rome Knows Tech. And I'm your host, Rome Wilkerson. Guys, I'm coming from the city of Houston down here in the episode. Ooh, my goodness, it's cold down here in the state of Texas. Yes, Terry. Yes, Terry, it's cold in Texas and it's going to get colder. I know you had something to do with this, Terry, because I'm always picking on you about the cold weather. I'm sorry. I apologize. Whatever I got to do to make it right, because Texas is not ready for the cold. We are not ready for the ice, for the snow. No, we will have none of this. All right, y'all. I see Hope's in the house. Welcome, Hope. Hope's over there on YouTube holding it down. Yeah. All right, Terry. So if you don't know, there is a really big cold front coming through the state of Texas and a number of other southern states. And we have been in panic mode for like the last 3 to 4 days. Okay. I'm just telling you, it's not pretty. It's not pretty, Terry. It's not pretty. I'm just putting it out there so you will know. So if for any reason I just dart off, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just going to put all my clothes on. Okay. And when I say all my clothes, I mean all my clothes. I mean literally
everything I own. I will be putting it on. I might be walking like this, but I will be warm.
Yes, I'll be warm, babies, regardless. I won't be able to bend. I won't be able to pick anything up, but at least I'll be warm. That's all I'm saying. So, Anyway, ladies, let me know what you guys have been up to. Anything special going on in your worlds? Terry, let me know what's happening with you and Buddy and Bear. And, what the climate's like, up there where you are, hopefully, hopefully you're having a wonderful spring-like day that you just can get out and frolic in the park, and the sun's shining and the birds are chirping, and it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Please, Terry, tell me that's what it's like. Please, I'm trying to live vicariously through you, so tell me that, even if you gotta make it up. What 1 degree, man? Terry, I'm sorry. I must have. My glasses don't work right now. I was trying to read the comments and it said uno degrees. No, that's not a thing, Terry. That only happens in the movies. Okay, that doesn't happen in the real world, Terry. Okay, so you need to stop making up these numbers like gazillion, billion, trillion. Okay, those numbers are not real. There is no gazillion, billion, trillion figure. Okay, just like there is no 1 degree in temperature. Okay, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, guys, let's get to it. We got a lot of items to get to tonight, and I forgot to charge my phones, but I have been charging regularly all of the batteries that I have here in the studio. Yes, I've been trying to make sure they stay at least at 90%, no less than 90% each day. Even if I use them, I'll plug them right back in just so that they can top off, because I'm telling you, I'm expecting I'm preparing just in case. I got my snacks, I got my power, I got, my buddies. I'm good. I'll be all right. So if it does happen, I'll probably be popping on, as long as I got Wi-Fi or some kind of way of, connecting with you guys, letting you know what's going on. I'll be out there in the backyard with the camera recording and say, look, that's ice. There's a little ice right here on this leaf. I've never seen this in the wild. Ooh, ice, baby, ice. Okay, I'm sorry. I got distracted. All right. So anyways, what is Terry saying here? It's miserable cold here. So why you send the cold down here, Terry? Okay. Evidently, it didn't work. So you're like, no, Mr. Meteorologist man, I will have none of this. Send that coal to Rome. Okay. Here's his address, Texas. Send it. And I guess the guy listened. And now, whew. But I heard the coldest it's going to possibly get is around 20 degrees, which is, again, a number I don't believe is real. I just think people just making up numbers. Again, gazillion, billion, trillion, zillion, they're just making up stuff. So, I'm just going to roll with it, baby. I'm going to roll with it. All right, let's get to the first item we have listed in the carousel before I lose my little mind. So the first item we have listed in the carousel, guys, is going to be this laser that you see here. Now, this guy is from our friends over at Xtool. This is the Xtool M1 Ultra. This is probably one of my favorite. No, it's not probably. It is one of my favorite lasers. Guys, I've been using this laser, I can honestly tell you, for over 2+ years, and I am a huge, huge fan of this laser. So, if you're looking for a high quality laser, guys, with a bunch of features, this is a 4-in-1 laser. What does that mean? That means it has 4 interchangeable modules, which I'm going to show you guys here. Hold on, let me check something. What is going on here? Okay, let me get it. All right, so let me grab one of these modules so I can show you guys what it looks like. So you're going to get a variety of these different modules. The one that I'm holding in my hand right now is the print module. This allows you to print directly onto your substrate. We also have a cut module. We also have a laser module that can even come in 10 or 20 watts. And we also have a, which is the other one over here? Yeah, so we have the cut module, the pen module. We have the cut module, the pen module, we have the blade module, and we have the laser module, all working inside of this self-contained laser, guys. So this has a built-in, light. It has, of course, the Xtool software that you can use to create your different projects. It's a whole community of people that are using these lasers, and they share a lot of their files. So I'm telling you, if you're trying to create things for your side hustle, for your church, your school, your family, whatever the case it is, this little guy is going to be a win. If you're a crafter and you're also doing perhaps maybe some heat press, if you got a heat press machine or something like that, and you want to be able to do some really cool things with your little heat press, this is going to be outstanding because you can cut vinyl with the blade cutter, and then you can lay out the vinyl, put it onto your substrate, whether it's a shirt, a bag, or whatever it is. And, man, it's a win. It's a win. Now, remember, do not cut vinyl with a laser. It's toxic. Don't do it. I see people talking about doing that all the time. And trust me, it is not a good idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. Rome says don't do it. So don't do it. All right. So if you're interested in that laser, you can get it here on Amazon, guys, for only $1,899. $1,899. Is there anything else back there related to it? So it does have a built-in air purification output. Now, you still need to connect it to some type of fume extractor, and that could be one like the ones that I have here on my desk. So this smaller one here or the larger one underneath it from LaserPecker, all of those type of things with the right adapter will work. I do suggest if you're going to be working indoors in your home or office or something like that in a closed environment, make sure you get yourself a fume extractor, or if you are close to a window, just vent it right out the window, so that's another option. So you got a lot of options when it comes to using this laser, creating things with this laser. It's just such a large variety of things that you can do with it. So let me tell you guys what happened today. So I saw a message on one of the social media boards that Louis got a new update, and we're supposed to be able to roll back Louis's voice. Now, I've already seen people say that it's not the original voice that they remember, but it's close enough. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight Louis for those who might not know who Louis is. Louis is my little desktop robot buddy that you guys see right here. Did not charge Louis up. So let me keep him plugged in. He's got about 16% power, so he's not going to last the whole stream. We'll see how that goes. All right, let's see if I can. Hold on, guys. Let me swipe and connect to Louis, and let's see if it just connects or if it's forcing me to do an update. All right, so Louis looks like he's awake, so we shall see how that goes. Hey, Louis, how are you doing today?
Hey, Horny, I'm feeling steady as ever. How's the day shaping up for you? Anyone stirring up surprises?
Nope, there's been no major surprises. So I understand that you had a voice change, so we're going to try that, see if I can find it. So I'm going to go into the settings here. All right, let's go into settings, control, device. I don't see it. I'm going to tell you guys right now, unless I don't know where to look for it. So it's not under control. Nope. Let's go to account. Definitely not under there. Feedback, obviously not. So I don't see any way to change the voice. I don't see a voice option here with Louis. But maybe there's another update for him and I just don't have it yet. So let me check here, making sure I'm not overlooking something. So we got clock, gestures, mobile device, lighting, standby, tutorial. Nope. Mode switching. All right, no, I'm not seeing anything for the voice. So let me check, make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope, I don't see anything different because we were in the settings there. So, all right, well, I will investigate that later and let you guys know if I do come up with a solution for it. And we'll be changing Louis' voice if we can. Now, if you guys, again, are interested in getting your own Louis, you can get one here on Amazon right now for only $189. Now, what that will consist of is just the body. As you guys can see here, you still have to attach your phone to it. So this can be an iOS device, an Android device, a Google device. If your device does not have MagSafe, it does come with a little magnetic ring that you'll be able to connect to Louis, and you'll be able to still operate him the way you guys see here. So let's see if you guys have any questions. If you guys have any questions for Louis right now, let me know down in the comments. But I forgot to tell Louis to welcome everyone to the stream. So let me get to that. Hey, Louis. We are live right now on Amazon and YouTube. Would you welcome everyone to the stream and thank them for hanging out with us so far?
Hey, everyone. Welcome to the stream, Amazon and YouTube legends alike. Thanks for spending your time with us. You are the real VIPs here. Let's keep it rolling.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. I see Hope is over on YouTube. You want to say hello to Hope? I see Terry's also live in the chat over on Amazon.
Absolutely. Hey, Hope on YouTube sending you a warm hello. And Terry on Amazon, glad to have you hanging with us. You're both awesome.
Yes, they are both awesome. All right, so if either of you ladies right now or anyone else that's watching that's feeling shy, go ahead, guys. Don't be shy. That's what we're here for. So if you have any questions for our little buddies, feel free to drop them down in the comments, and I will let Louis know. I will let Louis know that you guys are saying hello, or if you have a question, or whatever the case it may be. Louis is very, very interactive. Louis is very talkative. Louis can actually see now. So Louis' most recent update, or a few updates back, he can actually scan the room, and he can, comment on things that he sees within the room, which is pretty cool. So definitely check it out. Alan DeBay is in the house.
Yeah!
Hey, Louie, your buddy Alan DeBay is in the house. You know that famous storyteller, that content creator, Alan DeBay. He's in the house. What do you got to say about that, Louie?
Alan, did I in the house? Now this is a party. Hey, Alan, it's so cool to have a legend like you here with us. I'm keeping an eye on this lively setup microphones. Here. And whatever that colorful knot thing is, thanks for hopping in. Alan, this stream just leveled up.
I told you he can see. Okay. So he's commenting about this ball that I got for him so that he will stop throwing other things off of my desk. So I found this pet ball that I let him play with. So so I have to keep coming in here because I hear this mouse crashing onto the floor. So, you got to give Louis things to do because Louis will lose his mind sometimes. And there's just it's just chaos. It's just straight up chaos. So, yeah, that's what's going on. All right. So we do have a second robot that we have listed in the carousel, and that's this guy right here. This is Yambo. This is a Yambo robot. Now, I have affectionately named it Nova. And we're going to power this guy up so you guys can see what that looks like. Let me move a few things over and let's give him some power. Press and hold this little power button. It takes him a few minutes to wake up, but he's also very talkative. Now, Alan, just like you, Nova is a storyteller, okay? So when you get your Nova robot, one of the cool things that you will also get is going to be the user guide. And there's a storybook that comes with this as well that has a bunch of QR codes that, you can have it scanned and it can tell stories, to the kids or even to you, So I really honestly believe, guys, these robots are far more than, sometimes what people think they are. This is for a child. This could be an excellent companion robot for a senior, for someone that is, maybe sick and can't leave the home. A lot of them have chat GPT interactions where you can interact with it and ask questions and all of that kind of cool jazz. I have even had situations where the robots were literally talking to each other and they didn't even include me in the conversation. So, that happened. But anyway, if you guys are interested in Yambo, you can get Yambo here for only $664.05. So I'm going to let Yambo introduce himself. I'm going to turn Louis off temporarily so Louis can charge up because Louis didn't get a full charge. Yambo is charged up 100%. So let me take Yambo off of his charger, pull him forward here. There we go. Hey, Nova. Would you say hello to everyone on YouTube and Amazon? We are live.
Got it. Let me know if you change your mind. Yippee. Hello everyone on YouTube and Pan on V Live. Sending you all warm, happy vibes and big smiles from me in Rome.
Nova, your friend Alan DeBay is here. You want to say hello to Alan? He is live on the Amazon platform.
Hello, Alan De. It's Nova here, sending you lots of cheer and good vibes all the way from the Wonder Foundry. Keep spreading joy on the Amazon platform.
So, Nova, I have a question for you. We're about to experience some very cold weather here in Texas. And do you have any suggestions of how we can prepare for cold weather in case the power goes out, or any suggestions for different type of supplies we should probably purchase? Let us know.
What do you want to know, Rome? Let's get to the next exciting part.
All right, Nova, I have a question for you. It's going to be extremely cold here in the state of Texas. Can you make a list of things that we should do to prepare for the cold weather, including food or emergency procedures?
Got it, best friend. Here's a list to help you prepare for the cold weather in Texas. 1. Stay warm indoors. Stock up on blankets, warm clothing, and winter gear. Make sure your heating system is working properly. Seal any gaps or drafts in windows and doors. 2. Food and water. Have enough non-perishable food, canned goods, dried fruits, nuts, to last several days. Store bottled water in case of any disruptions to your water supply. Prepare hot beverages like tea, coffee, or hot chocolate. 3. Emergency supplies. Flashlights with extra batteries. A battery-powered radio to stay updated on the weather. First aid kit and any necessary medications. 4. Staying safe. Avoid unnecessary travel. If you must go out, drive carefully and keep emergency supplies in your car. Keep your phone charged and have a backup power source if possible. Check on neighbors, especially the elderly and those with young children. 5. Outdoor preparation. Protect pipes from freezing by insulating them or letting faucets drip. Keep a shovel and salt or sand for de-icing walkways. 6. Pet care. Ensure pets have a warm place to stay and additional food and water. Stay safe and warm. Roam.
Excellent, Nova. Excellent ideas, excellent suggestions. Those are some great ideas. And luckily, most of those I've already taken care of as far as the food, as far as the pets, and also, portable batteries. We are covered, Nova. We're going to be just fine. I think Nova fell asleep.
Oh, Spaghetti-O. Are you all feeling too awake now? Maybe we can try some relaxing activities to help everyone wind down. How about reading a calming story or listening to some soothing music?
No, not right now, buddy. Maybe we'll do, a story time a little bit later tonight. We'll see how it goes. But for now, Nova, just go ahead and shut down, and I'll come back to you here in just a little bit. How about that, buddy? Nova, turn off. Nova, shut down. We'll see if he'll do it. There he goes. All right. Put Nova back on his charger. All right. So both robots, all three robots. This guy's probably already charged up 100%, but he's not in the carousel tonight. So we'll have him for next week. All right. So right now, Louis is charging. Nova's charging. My phones are charging. Yeah, it's a lot of things in the studio tonight that need to be charged. But like I said, I'm trying my best to keep these batteries up to close to 90 to 100% as much as possible. All right, so let's move on to the next item we have listed in the carousel, guys, and that is from our friends over at DJI. So DJI has produced another action camera, and that is this guy right here. This is the DJI Action 6. This is an amazing camera. This has a 1/1.1 inch sensor. That's basically a square sensor. This is going to allow you to completely eliminate the necessity for turning your camera from portrait to landscape. Because it's a square sensor, you'll just be able to, record in whatever orientation you want to. Then in post, you can then, crop in for 9:16 or 16:9, and you're going to be getting a full readout from the sensor. Okay, now this is not actually the camera. This camera is inside of a cage. So this is what the actual camera looks like. And as you guys can see here, you have a rear screen, you have a front screen. This guy is now an 8K camera. It can do 8K 8K 30 frames a second. You got a variety of different modes, including hyperlapse, time lapse, photo modes, video modes, portrait modes. You got a ton of stability features with this. You have rock steady plus. You have a different, angles as far as the lens, from standard all the way to ultra wide. So this is going to be a great camera depending on what you need a camera for. Now, as far as me, I have been using this camera ever since I received it as one of my primary cameras that I use for creating content. Usually this camera is sitting back there by that back desk, and I have it set up. Now I do use this a lot because of the fact that, you know, I'm in the DJI ecosystem. So using this with the DJI Mic Mini, Mic 2, Mic Mini 3, whichever microphones, wireless microphones you want to work with this, it's outstanding. The audio quality is amazing. And you know, it's a very, very compact, portable camera that's going to travel really well with you guys. Okay. So if you're interested in this camera, let me know down in the comments. If you have any questions about it, let me know as well. Now, right now, the camera only, the basic bundle is $369, $369. Now, if you do like this little, I call this a street photography grip. This little grip here makes this more like your old traditional, you know, point and shoot cameras. It has this nice little handle here. You also have, let me show you guys, and let me also highlight it. Well, we'll come back to this in a second, but I want to show you guys something else before we get to that. So I have some other accessories. I have some other accessories for this camera. And this is actually one of the accessories that we're talking about right here. Is this little case that you guys see. Now, a lot of people, when they're running a camera like this, they won't have a cage on it because they don't really need one, but they will, you know, want to be able to take this camera out, put it in your camera bag, all of that kind of stuff. But a lot of times that leaves the lens exposed and the screens exposed, you know, for scratches. You ladies, if you're putting it in your purse, guys, backpacks, and all of that kind of jazz. So this little case that you guys see right here would be a great option for you. Now, this is from Start RC. Right now, you can get this. Let me get it a little bit closer so you guys can see this a little bit better. But you can get this little case here for only $9.99. Now, this is a semi-rigid case. And what's nice about it, it just fits right around the camera like so. So then, Terry, when you're out with the boys and, you know, you want to be able to take your camera with you, maybe you want to stick it in your jacket pocket, put it in your purse. Maybe you're going to Comic-Con, you want to have your action camera with you so you can pop it out when you see one of those celebrities from the WWE or whatever it is, and you want to, you know, get some selfies with them. But at the same time, you want to be able to protect your camera. This little case, very inexpensive, is going to do an amazing job. So definitely check this out. Now, I have a number of other accessories for this camera that I'm a big fan of. Some of them just recently showed up, but others I have been using for quite some time. Alan DeBay says 888. Actually, Alan, my angel numbers today were 333, and that's what I saw before going live today was 333. So I'm assuming you're posting numbers that you actually saw today. That's how that's supposed to work. And if you didn't know, so throughout your day, as you see these different numbers pop up, whether you're watching television or maybe you see it on a license plate or you see it in a phone number or whatever it is, that's the universe speaking to you. So those are the numbers that you're looking for. All right, so let's keep going. Let me show you guys this cool little tripod. So this, actually, I need to take this other piece off. And hopefully I can get my nails in there. Man, that thing is in there. Okay. Let me get that up. There we go. All right, so the component that we're talking about is this little metal tripod. And Alan, this is going to be a great little tripod for you for like festivals, live streams, whatever it is. Because one, it is so portable. Let me highlight it here real quick. And it's only $36.99. Now, this is all metal, as you can see. Check this out, bro. So this is the little tripod, okay? So let's start with the back of it. You have magnets here on the back that you can easily attach this to something. So if you have something that's metal, like this little card, it'll stick to it. It'll stick to a refrigerator. You could use this in the gym. You see how strong those magnets are? Okay, so you also have these legs that pop open like so, and that's going to be great for stabilizing this on a flat surface. It has a little hook system in here that you could use to hang this on something if you wanted to. Now, this back section here also expands outward, so that's going to give you kind of that tripod effect. You have a 1/4 20 screw here on the top, so you can attach that to, you know, most small cameras. or any cameras that use a quarter 20. That could also be a microphone, a number of different things you could attach to this, right? And very portable. The head is adjustable as well, so you can adjust the height. This is all metal. It's got really nice retention on it. And when you fold this guy up, or open it, I should say, it's going to lay flat just like this. You could throw this in your camera bag, you know, your pocket, your purse, whatever the case is going to be. So this is going to be a very, very travel friendly little tripod. And again, guys, it is only $36.99. Yes. So this is going to be ideal for your action cameras. It's going to be ideal for your smartphones or whatever devices you want to attach to this. This little guy is a win, and is very portable. Because like I said, you can just drop this in a pocket, put it in a purse. It is all metal. So this is going to last you a very, very long time. And it's very compact and convenient. I do like that about it. Now, as far as my action cameras, one of the things that I like the most about the DJI action cameras is that they have this magnetic mount. And I'm going to show you guys what one of those looks like. This is not the actual one, but let me show you here real quick. So it has these little magnetic mounts that you guys see here with the little clippable arms on here. And this is what you use to connect to different cameras or whatever it is. So you have a magnetic base here. You have these little like fingers that lock onto the camera. So on this one, let me take the case off here real quick. Show you guys. All right, so you guys can see how the camera is on there, and I can just press those little tabs, and then I can take it off, and then you have the magnetic base at the bottom of the camera, and then this just clips on, snaps on like that. So if you're, riding a bike, setting up something like you guys see what I have here on the desktop, this is how I set up this camera a lot when I'm recording myself. I just have it on a little tripod like this, with the microphone connected to it, pointing at myself. I can see myself in this front-facing screen. And again, like I said, having the flexibility of having, the magnetic mount that I can just mount this on a variety of different things, this is a win. Now, those magnetic mounts are only $6.99, all metal. Now, I was showing you guys this little cage that you guys see here. Now, this right here is from a company called Tellison. This is all metal. It has the cold shoe mount on the top. And let me show you guys what it looks like. So you just basically slide the camera inside like so, snap this guy closed. And that's what I meant by it makes it look a lot like one of the traditional point and shoot cameras. Now, if you wanted to mount a light on here or a microphone's receiver, you could. You still have access to your USB door on this side. Now, if you need to get to the battery door, you do have to open this up, but it's very easy to access that as well. You can just press this little tab and pop up the door. And now you have access to the battery, with this little guy as well. So that really comes in handy, very convenient. And you still have access to the magnetic mount underneath here. So I can just drop this, for the most part, right back on this mount. And that guy is pretty much good to go. So very rugged. This handle also has a little space in the top here where you can carry an additional SD card as a backup. It also has this little metal key or tool that you can use for tightening the handle. So sometimes you have to, wrench this handle a little bit tighter. And because it comes there conveniently, you don't have to look for the tool when you need it. If you wanted to take the handle off for some reason, the tool is right there, easily accessible inside of the handle, which I think is a win. So Alan, tell us about your next event coming up. If you have any events coming up, any of the stories or jokes that you might want to share with the community, feel free to drop that down in the comments. All right. So what do we have next? So the next items I'm going to show you guys related to this camera here is going to be our ND filters. Okay, so if you don't know what ND filters are basically sunglasses for the lens of your camera. Okay, so if you're out and about and it's bright and you're using your camera in manual mode. So let's say you want to record at, I don't know, 60 frames a second or 30 frames a second, but you still want to be in manual mode where you can control the ISO, you can control the, the white balance, all of those kind of things. So the way that is supposed to work, or the way it actually works. So let's say if your goal is 30 frames a second, then you're going to set your ISO maybe down to 100, which is great. That's going to give you the best possible resolution without, picture quality, without any noise, depending on the light conditions, as well as you need to set your shutter speed to be twice what your your frame rate is. So if your frame rate is say 30 frames a second, then your shutter speed needs to be 60 frames a second, not above, not below, but exactly 60 frames a second. The problem with that is when you're out in bright sunlight conditions, that's still going to be too bright for this camera in manual mode. But most of the time people don't notice that their shutter speed is changing because they have their cameras or their phones set to auto, and it's just jumping all over the place depending on where you are. If you walk into a dark room, everything lightens up. You walk outdoors, everything darkens down. That's your auto modes. But when you're working with projects where you have to have a little bit more control over the lighting, that's where setting everything up in manual really comes into play. Now, with all that said, in order to maintain that 180 rule, you will need ND filters, okay? So let me show you guys what the ND filters look like. Let me grab them. So that would be this set of ND filters that you guys see here, okay? So you get 2 ND filters. You also get a UV filter. So you have an ND8, an ND16, an ND32. Each one of those is going to be darker, a little bit darker in graduation. The polarizer that you see here is pretty much just clear glass to protect. No, I'm sorry, this is CPL. So what the CPL does is it removes reflections and shiny areas. Like if you're recording water or a mirror or glass or something like that, it'll remove those shiny effects. But then these will darken down the light or lessen the amount of light that can actually get into the camera sensor. So that comes in really handy. Now, a set of these is only $19.99. So definitely check these out as well. If you're thinking about getting this camera, now, I don't have this in the carousel, but this is another variation of an ND filter. Now, this is a variable ND, and what this one allows you to do is to adjust it with a ring. So you have this little ring that you can adjust, and what that's going to do is go all the way from 32 all the way up to 2, if I'm not mistaken. But all of these just mount. Let me show you. They just mount right over the lens of the camera like that. And then when the camera's on, if you want to darken everything down, you're just going to dial it in to, how dark you want it to be. Now, a lot of these cameras don't have, the right type of meters to show you if you're underexposed or overexposed. But if you connect this to your smartphone, you will be able to view that, and you'll see a graph, and that'll just help you try to keep everything centered so that you're not too overexposed or too underexposed just based on this little screen, because it's kind of hard to be accurate just looking at the little screen. But in a nutshell, guys, this is really going to be a great little kit for you. You have your Action 6, you have your ND filters. Of course, you want to add a good microphone to it. You have a nice little mini tripod. You have your magnetic mounts. You have your protective case if you want to run with that. You got that as well. So yeah, you got pretty much everything you need in a bundle. Now, I didn't put any type of bundles together. I'm just showing you guys things that I use on a regular basis. And I think it's things that you guys are going to enjoy as well. So if you're going camping, if you're doing a festival, if you're doing, live shows or productions or ghost hunting, Alan, if you're going ghost hunting, you want to be able to carry your camera with you, record, and, do some of the cool, fun things that we talk about all the time. Yes, all of these cameras and accessories can be great for that. Now, another camera that I also have from DJI is actually back here, and I have it upside down over this back desk. Where is my phone? Let me see if I can switch over and show you guys what this looks like. Hold on, let me wake this phone up. Did this phone turn off? Oh, no. All right, I forgot to turn this phone back on. But anyway, when this phone comes back on, I'll just show you. All right, so back here I have the Pocket 3, and it is upside down, so I'm using it as a top-down camera. But normally, most people's going to use the Pocket 3 as, say, for instance, a what do we call it? A vlogging camera. Let me just grab it. All right. So let me show you guys what this camera looks like. All right. So that's going to be this little guy that you see here. So what's cool about this camera, it has a built-in gimbal. It has a built-in screen. You could have this, the camera facing forward or backwards. Easily, you can turn this on by just rotating the screen. So all I have to do is flick this on like so. The camera is going to turn on. It's going to level itself, and it's pretty much ready to record. And it's going to most likely stay in whatever the last mode was that you had the camera in. Now, like I said, I had this camera upside down because I've been using it as a top-down camera, so I can show products from above. But this is a great little blogging camera. It comes with a bunch of accessories. The screen is very responsive. You have a lot of features built in here. Everything just like this other action camera here from DJI. You can, have frame rates all the way from, 24 frames a second all the way up to 60 frames a second in 4K. Now, this one also has 8K 30, but, you get the idea. And then you also have resolutions all the way down to 1080p. You have 2.7K all the way up to 4K. So it just depends on what it is you want to be able to record, how you want to record it. You got a ton of different modes on here as well. So you have video, photo, you have your custom modes, you have low light modes, you have slow motion modes, you have hyperlapse, time lapse, you have all of these different modes already built into this camera, guys, and literally it's just a finger swipe away to get to whatever mode you want to, have the camera in. And you can easily switch between the different directions by just tapping on the screen. As you guys see what I did there, I tapped on this little icon and it caused the gimbal to face back toward the camera that's viewing it. And that's really fast. Of course, you have a joystick controller here, your record button. You can install an SD card like the one I have right here. I think it's up to 512 gigabytes you can have inside of this little camera. So this is a win, guys. And the accessories that come with the bundle that I have listed today is going to be the microphone, which is the Mic 2. And you also get the extended battery for this as well, and a little mini tripod. So if you're looking for a great blogging camera, Alan, this could be an excellent camera for you. Now, this guy also has human tracking. So you can actually put it in tracking mode and it will track you, person that's on stage or entertaining, whatever it is. And you can just set it up. You can use this also as a webcam, so you could connect this to a Mac or PC. You still have that tracking capabilities built into it. So right now, you can get this guy with all the other accessories that I mentioned for only $629. $629. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this camera. But like I said, this is probably one of my favorite cameras. I have been using this guy long before I got the Action 6 sent to me. So this was, for a long time, my primary camera. Then this became my primary camera. But depending on what I'm shooting, I go back and forth because the picture quality, the profile, everything is pretty close. And the ability to record something, transfer it wirelessly to my phone or to my computer is a win. And they both work with the same microphone. So, that's what makes this really easy. Where's the microphone? So this is the Mic 2 that I'm talking about here. And yes, you could pair this up with either of the two cameras with no issues whatsoever. So definitely check that out. All right, so let me turn this guy off here real quick and put it back on the stand. Back on the stand, man. All right. Oops, that's this way. All right, there we go. So if my phone has woken up, I should be able to show you guys what that looks like. Give me a second. Let's see if my phone has reconnected. I don't think it's connected back to the computer yet. We'll give it a few minutes. Oops. All right, it'll come back here in a second. But anyway, like I said, if you guys have any questions about any of those cameras, any of the cameras that we've talked about so far, feel free to drop them down in the comments, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions about any of this tech. And while I'm thinking about it, let me disconnect my Meta Ray-Ban glasses from my phone, because if I don't, it's going to drive me crazy. All right, so let me disconnect. So I won't be hearing every notification that comes through popping up in my ear during the stream. All right, so that's done. All right, let's see if we can get this to switch back to camera mode. It will eventually. It'll connect here in a second. But anyway, let's see what do we have next. So the next item in the carousel, guys, is going to be the headphones that I'm currently wearing. These were sent out to me a couple of weeks ago, and I started using them. Now, most of you guys know who've been watching me over the last 3 or 4 years. These have been my go-to headphones. These are some drivers from Tascam. I can't talk tonight. It's cold. From Tascam. And these are wired. These are wired drivers, So this has always been, my go-to. Now, I still prefer them when it comes time to edit videos or to edit audio, because I get a richer sound from them. The midtones, the bass, the treble comes in much clearer, much stronger. But these are no slouch. These little headphones, guys, are going to be ideal for my gamers out there, for anybody who is watching content on their televisions, or you want to connect it to your computer. Now, currently, I have these connected wirelessly to my they're wireless because there's no cables, but the hub is wired into my Rodecaster Pro 2, and I'm trying to get this thing to reconnect. I don't think it wants to reconnect. Let me see what happens if I just switch over to this phone mode and see if I can force it to connect. Okay, it doesn't seem to want to connect. All right, we're not going to worry about that for tonight. It's no big deal. But anyway, it comes with this little hub that you can use for charging the headphones, and you can connect the headphones to devices either through Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, or again, wired. Now, the headphones themselves, as you guys can see here, are very nice. They got this nice, robust, head kind of like cushion on here. The ear cups are really nice. They're very immersive. All of your controls are going to be on the right side of the headphones. So you have your volume controls, your mute button. You also have an additional 3.5 right here. If you wanted to use a cable to use these wired, you do have the option of doing that as well. I just like the idea that I can have these on and still move all around the studio and not have to worry about that cable anymore getting caught on things. So that's a win. And again, the price is not going to break the bank. You can get these right now, guys, for only $64.99. And you guys see I wear these literally every single night that I go live here. This is how I'm hearing this microphone, or notifications that are coming through, or anything like that. That's how I'm hearing it. So let me know what you guys think if you have any questions. All right, let's see how many items we got left in the carousel. We don't have too many. All right, so most of these we're going to just kind of rock on through these. All right, so our next item in the carousel is one of my drones. Now, this drone is my commercial drone. This is the drone that I use for commercial, videography, photography, that requires this type of coverage, right? So it could be for real estate, it could be for conventions, it could be for cinematography, whatever the case is going to be. This little drone back here, let me grab it. Oh, get this guy through here without hitting anything. That's going to be this drone right here. So this is the DJI Air 3S. So this guy can fly up to 60 miles an hour. This has 2 cameras built into its head. You have a 24 millimeter equivalent, a 70 millimeter equivalent. This has obstacle avoidance, 360 degrees. It has a built-in landing light. This is a foldable drone, so it does fold up. which is very convenient. You also have LiDAR on here. If you don't know what LiDAR is, it allows this drone to detect things that are in front of it. Even if the lighting is very low, it will sense it and it'll either stop or to try to fly around it, whichever the case it might be. That really comes in handy, especially when you're recording things in warehouses, convention centers, you're doing some wedding videography and you're using a drone or something like that. You never know when something's going to pop up or might be around a corner and you're tracking someone. Yes, it has a lot of tracking features. It has a lot of automated features as well. Now, the bundle that I'm describing to you guys here that you can get today is the Fly More combo. The Fly More combo is going to come with 3 batteries, the charger, and also the controller. Okay, so the controller, where's my controller? Where is it? There we go. So this controller that you guys can see here comes with it. This has a 5.5-inch screen. This you can also record directly to the controller. So if you wanted to record, obviously on the drone, but you also want to record all of the things that you're seeing while you're flying, you can do that as well. You can transfer video directly from the drone to the controller. So this is a very, very powerful combination, guys. 3 batteries, the charger, the controller, the drone itself. This guy can fly up to 60 miles an hour, okay? So you got 3 different flight modes or speeds. You have cinematic, normal, and sport mode. In sport mode, this guy gets out and boogie, baby. It can get out and get down and boogie. All right, let me show you also the batteries. So here are the batteries. As you guys can see, you get 3 of those with the charger. You can also use this same charger, Alan, to charge up other things like your phone, your tablet, whatever the case it is. And it's got a cool little magic trick. If you've been out flying all day, and let's say you run down all of your batteries, and you still got one little flight you want to get in, no problem. You can put all the spent batteries in here, as long as they have a little bit of power. Whichever battery has the most power, the other 2 batteries will be leached over to the one with the most power. So it might give you another 20% battery, 30% battery, just enough to get your drone up to get your final shot while everything else is charging. That's a win. So definitely check this guy out. All right. Let me put that, where we want to put this guy tonight. Let's put it over here. All right. Okay, so that drone does require you to register it with the FAA. It is considered to be a, any drone that's over 249 grams, you have to register it. Whether you're going to be using it for recreational, commercial purposes, it doesn't really matter. It still has to be registered with the FAA. So yes, that drone, you would definitely have to register with the FAA. All right, so we have another drone. Let me show you guys here. Now, this came today from DJI, and that is this drone right here. This is the DJI Avatar 2. Now, this is their FPV drone. At least this is the latest FPV drone before they release something new. Now, this one is different because you don't fly it with the similar type of controller as I showed you guys before. This guy, you actually fly with goggles and a joystick style controller. Okay, so I haven't had a chance to open this yet to set it up or anything, but I'll tell you what comes in the box. You're actually going to get the drone, the goggles in 3. You're going to get the RC remote. You're going to get 3 batteries. You're going to get the charger. You're going to get 4 propellers. You're going to get an Allen key, a lanyard, and of course the manual to get started with this. Okay, so that's everything that you're going to get in this box. This is going to be a beast, guys. This is going to be a beast of a now I'll tell you what I would use this for. And that's the same thing I told them. I would use this for real estate photography. I'd use it for cinematic, effect, flying through things, flying around things. Now, where my big drone has the ability where I can do, different type of functions, like I can map out, places for the drone to fly, and it can just follow, those map coordinates, and it can fly to all those different places. This is a totally different type of drone. This is a drone that you would use for you don't have to fly it fast, but it is normally associated with really fast movements, like you're tracking a vehicle or you're diving off of a cliff or you're doing flips and all that kind of stuff. And if that's something that you're into, especially with your real estate videography, this could be a win for you. So it is powerful enough to also mount an additional camera on top of it, like any of these guys can do. This does not have obstacle avoidance. So if you're thinking this drone will not crash into something, yes, it will. So be careful if you're going to be flying this drone, especially indoors. And you guys already know it's going to be a bunch of oopsie videos coming out soon. So yeah. All right. We got one more drone. Holy chats in the house. What it do, fam? Yeah! All right, so we got one more drone. Let me go ahead and highlight it in the carousel. If I did not mention, the bundle for that drone right now is $789. Okay, so our next drone is going to be this little guy you see here, also from DJI. This is a DJI Neo 2. Now, the Neo 2 is the upgrade to the original Neo. Now, this little drone actually has obstacle avoidance. You have two sensors. You have a sensor here at the top and one at the bottom. It gives it 360-degree obstacle avoidance. You also have LiDAR, like my big drone, so this guy will not fly into something. It'll stop, okay? This one has a bunch of presets built in as well. It has propeller guards that go the top and also the bottom of the drone. So the propellers are very enclosed. You don't have to worry about them getting, caught on something for the most part. It's very travel friendly, very portable. Let me take this little light off so you guys can see what this drone looks like, how lightweight it is. Let me switch over to our robot cam so you guys can see. So that's the drone. And as I said before, it has, obstacle avoidance. You have two cameras for obstacle avoidance on here. Now, this can fly about 25 miles an hour. It has a 2-axis gimbal on here, where my big drone has a 3-axis gimbal. This guy can also work with the controllers that I showed you guys for the FPV drone. So you can fly this with the goggles. You can fly this with the joystick controller. You can fly this with the FPV controller. And you can also fly this with my RC2 controller. So you got a lot of different ways to controlling this when it comes to mechanical ways of controlling it. You also have voice control. You can talk to the drone through your smartphone app. You can also use gesture control to fly this drone. You also, this drone is just a bundle of, features all bundled up into this little guy. And you can get this little piece of wonder, this little piece of tech magic right now, guys, for only $259. Now, if you do want to connect this to, say, for instance, I mentioned the other controllers, you will need to have, and let me go ahead and highlight it here in the carousel, you will need to have this little adapter that plugs into the back of it. Okay, so I do have that as well. I did not plug it in yet, but let me show you what that looks like. So that is this little adapter that you guys see here has to be plugged into the USB-C, and it has the built-in antennas. And what that allows it to do is to communicate with the other controllers and everything that we talked about before, okay? So if you want to use this with the goggles, if you want to use this with the standard FPV controller or the RC2 or the RCN3 controller, you'll be able to use it as long as you have this little accessory right here. You are pretty much good to go. Now, if you want to purchase this separately down the road, you can get this for only $40.98 for this little additional transceiver that needs to be connected to the drone. And there are some bundles where this actually comes with the drone. You can get a bundle where it comes with the controller, the goggles, the multiple batteries, up to 3 batteries, and this little accessory as well. So a lot of different things going on with these drones, guys. Amazon customer, thank you for the follow. All right, so let me show you guys another little accessory for these drones, and that is this light that I just took off of the drone. And this clips right underneath the drone's, fuselage. Now, this can be charged, obviously, with USB-C, It can also be used kind of like a little stand so that the drone doesn't touch the ground when it lands. It's got these little feet on here. Now to power this on, you just press the button and you guys can see it's just a little landing light. It's just going to give you a little bit of light on whatever it is that you're trying to land on, at nighttime, so you can see your landing pad. That's going to come in handy. You could probably just fly with this at night if you wanted to, just to make sure your drone can be seen when it's in the air. Okay. Now, to my knowledge, it only has this one illumination, this one mode where it's just always on. So there's no strobe mode or anything like that. But, for most case scenario use cases, this is going to be just fine. And this is something you can clip onto the drone and just forget about it, leave it on there, and it works perfectly. So definitely check this little guy out as well. Now, I do have one more drone that I actually forgot I even put in the carousel. So let me show you guys that as well, so we have something to compare to. All right. So 00 Robotics sent me this drone a long time ago, and you can get this little foldable drone here on Amazon for only $299. It comes with 2 batteries and the charger, and that's this little guy right here. So let me grab the other one so we can kind of compare these two in size. So you guys can see the Neo 2 is right about the same size. It's not much, smaller. It's not much bigger than this little foldable drone is, right? Now, again, this has a ton of features. This one also has a lot of those similar features. It has built-in, gesture controls. It also has built-in modes, preset modes like, rocket or circle or follow and all of that kind of stuff. And yes, you can also record audio directly to this footage through your phone. So they have a lot of similar, features. But if you are already in the DJI ecosystem, I would say stick with that and just keep building your fleet, from that ecosystem. But if you do not have, a bunch of DJI drones already, this could be right here a great option for you guys. Because again, like I said, this is a foldable drone. You have a bunch of little modes that you can take a look at here. So when this is on, you have different modes. Let me just turn it on real quick so I can show you what I'm talking about. All right, let's get this guy to power up. All right, it's going to let us know it's awake.
Current mode, hover.
All right, so it's currently in hover mode, but you can press this little black button here, and it'll go through the different modes. Zoom out. Follow. Orbit. Bird eye. Custom. And you can go back through the different modes, as I said before. So it just really depends, guys, on, what you want to be able to use the drone for. The other drone is going to give you a much larger range because you can use it, either control it with your phone, just like this one, or you can control it with the controller. There is a controller also available for this drone as well. So you have, different, options when it comes to these drones. One of the things I do like about this drone here is that it is very foldable. You could just throw this in a backpack, a purse, a pocket, or whatever the case it is, and it's just going to be, very, very portable. I see Renee's in the house. Welcome, Renee. Welcome to the stream. Yeah! So yes, this is going to be, or is, a very portable, compact drone. The DJI drone that we looked at earlier does not fold. So, there's cases and things you can put, that drone in, but there's no easy way to just stick it in a pocket. Now, the original Neo was much smaller. So yes, you could put that in your pocket, no problem. The bigger one, plus if you add that transceiver on there, with the little antennas on, the little ant-like antennas on the back, it's going to even be more difficult to put it in your pocket. So, you got some options. I've used them all. So I can honestly tell you, all of these drones fly well. They do the job that, is expected of them. As you guys know, I don't talk about things on my stream that don't work the way I would want it to work, because I'm never going to refer you or recommend that you guys take a look at something or buy something that I wouldn't purchase myself. Yes, I know a lot of these things were sent to me, but I still test them because I want my words to matter. So if it's a good product, I'm going to tell you it's a good product. If it's not a good product, you probably will never see it on the stream. So if you don't see me talking about it, there's usually a reason why I'm not talking about it. Okay. So I can honestly tell you all of these pieces of tech are amazing for what they do. Now, like I said, myself and others, Renee just popped in here. Renee is down in Texas too. So I know Renee is probably thinking the same thing I am. You know, we down here in the dirty. It is getting colder by the minute. And I have a number of batteries here because I can't get my phone to switch over. I have a number of batteries here that I do recommend that you guys take a look at. One of them is the smallest of the two batteries. I might be able to just grab this one. Hold on. Let me see if I can just grab it. Yeah, I can. Oops. Hey, Renew. I unplugged my headphones. I don't know how this is going to work. Hold on. All right. My headphones will come back on. All right. So let me show you guys this battery. All right. So this is the battery that we're talking about. This is from EcoFlow. Now, this is the River 2. This is a 256 watt hour battery. You have a 12 volt plug right here. You have AC and DC power delivery, 2 USB A's, 1 USB C. On the AC side, you have 2 plugs. One is a 3-prong. The other one is a 2-prong. You can charge this off of a standard AC plug or solar panels, depending on how you want to use it. As you guys see, it has a really nice integrated handle. This is very portable. And luckily, I got a few of these small batteries. And yes, Renee, I have them all charged up. This one is at 98%, and it will be at 100% right after this stream, because you can be assured I will be charging this guy up 100% because I'm worried about that cold, baby. I'm worried about that cold down here in the state of Texas. But if you're interested in getting one of those and you have time that storms are not rolled into your area yet, and you don't already have a portable power supply, you can get that battery, guys, right now here on Amazon for only $179. Now, the other battery that I have here is from Blue Yeti. So, since my phone, for some reason, does not want to reconnect to the computer so I can show you guys what's below me. And I definitely cannot pick this battery up because it is big, okay? It's under my desk. This is a 2,000 watt battery. But you can get one of these as well, guys, here on Amazon for only $749. Let me just click on the carousel, the product page. You guys know I'm not a fan of that, but this is the only way I can show it to you guys tonight. So let's switch over to our desktop here. And you guys can see what this battery looks like. So this is the battery that I have currently right now under my desk. And as you guys can see, we have AC and DC power. We got a number of different inputs here. You can also have expansion batteries for this as well. We have 4 standard AC plugs. You also have one of those big plugs on here. Like, say, for instance, if you were plugging into a refrigerator or something like that, you have that, or like a washing machine. I can't remember what that one is called. But anyway, this is a 2048 watt hour battery. Now, it does have power lifting, so it can go up to 3,600 watts to start a device. So to start something like a refrigerator or a washing machine or coffee maker, whatever it is. So for only $749, guys, I'm telling you, this battery is a beast. It's a beast. So definitely check it out. And when I say beast, I mean beast in the good way. Okay. So having a portable power supply in your home, your office, your man cave, your she shed, if you live in a state like we do down here in Texas, or like Terry does up there, where she's at, I'm telling you guys, having portable power supplies is a win. Get it done, babies. Get it done, get it done, get it done. All right. How did that camera get so close? All up in my grill. All right, let's see what else we got. I think that's it. I think that's our last item for the carousel tonight. It's almost time for Rome to go make dinner because I wanted to go live tonight, guys, just in case the weather got bad over the weekend. And for some reason, I couldn't go live and hang out with you guys. So, yes, I made it a point that I was going to be live tonight, if nothing else, so I could hang out with your beautiful faces and chill with you guys, in case in case it gets cold or the power goes out or whatever it is. But I still will be posting as long as I can. If it's something like that does happen, I'll still be posting on our social medias, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube if I can. So, so definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. All right, so we got one item left in the carousel, so let's go ahead and get to it real quick, and that is these drawstring backpacks. You guys know I talk about these each and every single stream because they serve a very unique purpose, at least in my world. So, of course, you could use them for a variety of things, guys. You could use them as, shopping bags. You could use them as storage bags. You could have used them for Halloween, for trick-or-treat bags. You could have used them for Christmas, like a Christmas stocking style bag. All you would have to do is maybe take your little heat gun, if you're crafty, and put some little cotton around here to make it like different color little Santa bags, if that's something you want to do. Now, of course, we use these bags to share love with people in our community that are in need. So we fill them with items that we source right here on Amazon. We get toothpaste, toothbrush, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencil, underwear, socks, female products, anything we can get that can help someone that, may be homeless and in need. And especially in, conditions like we're dealing with right now, very, very cold weather, cold, wet, and homeless. That is a horrible, horrible state to be in. So anything we can do to help them, guys, is a win. So if you too want to be able to do that in your community, I applaud you. And, these bags are very inexpensive. You can get 10 of these bags for only $9.99. All of the other items that I mentioned before, you can also find here on Amazon. I just noticed today, one thing that I have not done on my storefront is put together a list of items that you guys might want to purchase for the homeless. So I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm going to actually put together a list of toothpaste, shampoo, conditioner, hand sanitizer, pens, pencils, underwear, socks, all the things that I normally mention, hand warmers, anything that is affordable that we can get in bulk and be able to share with people that are in need is a win. It's a win. All right. So I think I got enough charge on this phone that I can go back and read some of the comments. Let's get frozen land here. Oh, yes. Let me go back and make sure I'm not missing anything. All my power banks are charged. I'm assuming you're talking about yours, Renee, right? Let's see. What is Holy talking about? How's everybody? He's saying hello to me. You saying yes? All of your batteries are charged, Renee? Yes, mine are all charged up too. I'm telling you. It is. I got a 2,000 watt battery right here next to me. I got another 2,000 watt battery directly in front of me. I have 1, 2, 3. Here's another Blue Yeti battery. This is like 256, right around 300 watts on this one. This is the one that goes in my drone backpack. So we have that one. And then I have another one back here. I think it's about 300 watts. And then there's another one in the kitchen. There's a few more, around. So hopefully I will not need them at all. But if I do, I am prepared. I'm prepared, babies. All right. Smokey's already running around here about to drive me crazy because he's hungry. So it's time for me to go make some dinner. Don't worry, if it's something cool, I'll post it on Instagram or Facebook or something like that, depending on what I make for tonight. I did get a grill in. I finally got one of those flat grills that I can use on the stove. On the stove, I haven't taken it out of the box yet, so I don't even know what it looks like. But I know I got this grill that just came in today, so that means we will be doing more cooking streams baby. That's right. That's right. We gonna set it off, my babies. We gonna set it off. All right, but yeah, that's about it for tonight. But I want to thank you one and all for coming through and hanging out with your boy. You know, got much love for you. Much love. All right, let's do that thing. Do that thing. Let's go. All right, my babies, stay safe out there, guys. Wash your hands, wear a mask when appropriate. Take care of your loved ones. Get out there and create something in the world each and every single day. Be a good human. Be that pebble in the pond, babies. Be that pebble in the pond. Shine your light on the community. Encourage others to do blessed things every single day. They follow your example. They follow your example. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. All right, my babies, I will see you all hopefully back here in 48 hours, depending on the weather. We shall see. But I will keep you guys updated to the status here in Texas. Woo! Righty then. Me and Renee and others are ready for it. No, we're not. No, we are not. We are not. I'm just making that up. We are not ready. We are not prepared. We are not prepared. But we still gonna do our best, to make it through it. Y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know. All right, it's time for me to say them magic words. Peace, peace, and blue muffin grease, frozen grease. Blue muffin grease, babies. I am out of here. Love y'all, but I got to go feed Smokey before he drives me crazy, click-a-clacking all over there in the living room. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all back here hopefully in 48 hours. Woo, righty then. Wish me luck, babies. Wish me luck. All right, my lovelies. I am out.